What's up, guys? So we are in week 47. I haven't been doing the whole week thing, but that's okay. I'm sure you guys can look at the title and know which week it is. And, when you push on it, you know which week it is. So you really don't need a reminder of which week it is. If I don't do that, I'm sorry. If it bothers you, let me know, because that would be a good, critique tool to know if you're bothered by it or what have you. But last week was holiday week. For those that it was Thanksgiving here in America. And we get days off for that. I have feelings about the whole construct of Thanksgiving. I think it's more about family and being together and giving thanks and things like that. Because of the history of it, there is some controversy behind it. So, I don't do the whole Happy Thanksgiving thing anymore, or, pretty much for any holiday. I found that with any holiday, there's this backlash since 2020, 2021, 2019 or so. Everything has a backlash. Everything has issues wrapped around it. So I've gotten out of sort of celebrating. First, it was my birthday. I wasn't really into celebrating my birthday anymore. It wasn't like a big thing. I ended up taking an entire month for celebration for like the last couple years. And then 2020 hit, the whole Pandora's box opened, and we all stayed home. And it was just like, okay, whatever. It wasn't a big thing. It was just a week off for kiddo, pretty much. His week end started on Wednesday, so he went to school on Monday and Tuesday, as you would have seen if you watched the compilation video of all of my reels. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, he was at home. Actually, not Saturday night. He went down to see a friend, which now lives like almost an hour and a half to 2 hours away from us. So it's really, really hard for him to go down and see him. But we went ahead and let him go down there yesterday to today. And that is where hubby's at. And that gives me time to record. Yay! So that was my week last week. Did lots of things. It was busy, even though we were all at home together. And I got a lot of reading done, because I'm about to talk to you guys about 9 books. 9. Wow. I thought I was in a slump. But obviously I'm not. I could be just like over speaking it, because some of these books were kind of short, and I have lots of feelings about them and things and stuff like that. So yeah. But he had skills. He had swim skills. He had swim practice, all except for Wednesday and Thursday. He got those 2 days off, but he ended up doing like single practice, which was skills, on Friday, and then a double practice on Saturday, which is skills and practice, which is his long practice anyway. So yeah, craziness. But that's what's going on with me, I think. Oh, live show. Oh my goodness. I did a live show with the romance chicks over on Facebook. It was really funny and fun. We talked about fake dating and a whole plethora of other things. So I will make sure to leave that link in the description box for you guys, as well as on the sneak peek. So if you watch the sneak peek, then you know. And I'll just mention it again. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but it'll be in our description box too, so you can go over. It's on Facebook, so if you don't have a Facebook account, I believe through this link, through the author, it's Tracy Broadman. You can still see it, but this link will take you straight there so you can watch the replay. So let's talk about the books that I did read last week. I started the week off by finishing Roots of the Wicked by Keta Kendric. I'm placing this in romantic suspense. Hopefully that doesn't disturb. Placing this in romantic suspense / contemporary. Give it 4.25 stars. Give it 4 Steam fans. Listen to it. Nope. Had it as an ebook through KU, so you can go out and get this. This is a Black author. It's an interracial romance, and it deals with Jax and Chase. Oh my goodness. So Jax is a badass IT specialist and sort of the head of her, not sort of, she is the head of her company. and she works for Chase. His company contracts her to come in and do their IT work. He had never seen her before, and the day that he is catches his eye on her, she catches his eye, he's like, who is that, and how did I not know they worked for me or with me, what have you? So he gets his assistant to introduce him, and is like, oh, you're Jax. You're the specialist that has been taking care of my company's IT needs and making us run and everything like that. Well, there's some secrets and suspense that goes along with it. She likes to stay off of the radar. She doesn't have any sort of footprint or anything like that. And he is very much in the media, and the two of them have to work out their relationship. There are content warnings for this, and the content warnings are family secrets, stalkers, accidental pregnancy, childhood sexual abuse, and one more thing. I can't read my writing here. Oh, corporate espionage. There we go. So there is that. I definitely think you should go check this out. I am so looking forward to reading more of Keta's books, because woo, I was like, yes, I was here for this. She has some books in the Lunchtime Chronicles that I'm now even more looking forward to reading. So, I can't wait to dive more into this author. Her writing was superb. Loved it. Next book I'm going to talk about is Titan's Addiction, and this is Wall Street Titan #2 by Zaires, placing this in dark romance, giving this book 3 stars. 3 Steam fans listen to it as an audiobook. This is the second book in this series, or in this duology, which wasn't needed. It so was not needed. Oh my goodness. So this is a continuation of Emma and Marcus's story. Marcus is this like big wig CEO billionaire guy, and he mistakenly goes on a date with Emma, and now he's completely obsessed and wanting to possess her and all this craziness. And Emma is this like annoying freaking woman that just can't let go of the fact that her mother did bad things when she was younger and was a user, and although she is nothing like her mother, she doesn't want to become like her mother. And she's like, I don't want people to think I'm using them, and da-da-da. This book most definitely could have been one book. It really didn't go anywhere in this one. And I just, I got through it. The next book that I finished was Mr. Hotness by Peyton Banks, placing this in contemporary interracial romance, giving it 4.5 stars, giving it 4 Steam fans. Had this as an ebook. This is a Black author, and loved this book. Oh my goodness. Peyton has been promoting this book. This is her newest release over on TikTok, and I was just like enthralled by the TikToks for it. So I was like, I need to pick this up. So I picked it up, and I needed just something different, and I am so glad that I dove into this. So we have oh goodness, can't read my writing. Elena, sorry guys. So we have Elena and we have Landon. They are next door neighbors. She has been peeking at him through her peephole for a while now. He is a playboy kind of guy, brings women home and things like that. So when she ends up getting a cramp in her leg, he gets a chance to introduce himself to her. And come to find out, Landon is a former sports star who is now on the way to be becoming a huge sports agent, and he is all about Elena, even though his previous women that he would be seen with were slimmer and, things like that. he finds Elena attractive and engaging and wants to get to know her, and the two of them do that, and then something ends up happening, a little bit of a miscommunication. Landon has a brother that is talked about but isn't completely talked about, and I liked that Peyton didn't really like hash on that, or drag that whole miscommunication out, and we got back to it, and it was heartfelt, it was fun, their banter back and forth was amazing, and I really enjoyed my time with this book, and I kind of want another story from this series, or from this story that could come out of it, and I would really appreciate that. Are there any content warnings? No content warnings for this. Just straight goodness and fun and sexy times, and yeah, it was it. The next book that I finished was Ghosts of Christmas by Wright, placing this in retelling of A Christmas Carol. This is an interracial romance. It has illustrations that may not be safe for work. Giving it 4.25 stars, giving it 4 Steam fans, read it as an ebook, had it as an ebook. And like I said, it has illustrations in it. So, whew, some of them are not safe for work. I'm just saying. I had this slated to read last year. This is when Kenya put it out. I will say that the content warnings for this are very heavy, and they need to be known before going into this book. There is content warnings for death, grief, suicide very early on in the book. Oh my goodness. I was not prepared for the depth in which she talks about suicide, but she does. And if you know the Christmas Carol story, the Dickens, I think it is, story, then you know that it is about going to the past, going to the present, going to the future. So there is discussion of death and grief, and the choices that you have to make. So we have Ivy, who is a fashion designer. Amazing. But she is all about her line and making sure that she's on top and everything like that. And then you have Saint, who is a family friend, actually her best friend's brother. And the two of them really sort of only connect during the Christmas holiday when they get together, and on a regular basis, Ivy has this slew of men that she gets with to scratch her needs. And they're all different colors except for Saint. Saint is the only one that sort of knows her because she is is his sister's best friend. So there is a bit of an exception for the two of them hooking up, even though neither one of them want to delve into the emotion that goes behind it. And you really get to see their story as it evolves, and over the wedding of her best friend. And it's such a beautiful story. It's a really, really beautiful retelling of A Christmas Carol, and it makes it, I think, a little more relatable in that it dives into the things that happen in our past that can really evolve what is presently going on in our lives, and then what that possible outcome could be if we don't allow ourselves to learn and be in the emotions that we may have had in the past. The next book that I finished was Faking It with the Bachelor by Tracy Brody. Placing this in contemporary, giving it 3.5 stars, giving it 1 Steam fan. I don't even know if I should give it that. There was some kissing that went on. Had it as an arc. It has been released. I think it released on like Thursday or something like that. And I read this because I was doing a live show with Tracy, as well as the Romance Chicks over on Facebook, the one that I talked about that you can go check out. And it was all about fake dating. So if you are a lover of the Bachelor series, which I do not watch, like at all. I actually despise the show. There was a time where I did watch it. I don't anymore. I don't. I think it's just, ugh. I don't think it's blah, blah. I have feelings about the show. And yeah, it really rolls over into this book that Tracy loves the show. She gave us a sort of, like, if you read the book, if you download the book in e-format, you are given a sort of diagram of all of the ladies and what they're supposedly look like. And you can sort of mark off as you go along. I had a hard time marking off the women during the different rose ceremonies just because there were so many characters. Oh my goodness. There were so many characters. And I think that would have been one of the things that could have been, that knocked off the stars for me. The fact that there were so many characters. And our main two characters, who is Nate, who is a former special ops, I think he was special ops operator, and was on a previous season of the show that this story follows, i.e. The Bachelor. He was on a previous season, so it felt like I should have known something more about that season, because CJ, or Cecilia, who is our sort of talent runner for the show, she dealt with Nate to try and get him signed, and then there was a mishap where Nate kind of wants to know CJ a little bit more, so he gets it in his contract that she gets on the show. And lo and behold, CJ is kind of coerced to go on the show to further her career as a screenwriter, as a showrunner. And there are some things that end up happening throughout the show where feelings are starting to get involved. But like I said, there are so many characters within this book that I just did not feel that there was a connection between CJ and Nate. And I was just like, okay. There were a lot of sort of stereotypical feelings for some of the women that weren't meant to be microaggressions, but could come off as definite microaggressions for the different characters. And yeah, there was just a lot. There was a lot. I wish it had been more. Yes, it is about the show. And yes, CJ is the sort of showrunner that turned and became a contestant, but I would have wanted the relationship to have more focus than to have the relationships of all 20 something characters. Yeah. It was just a lot. And then there was a sprinkle of sort of Christian ideology that was thrown in there as well. And I was just like, no, not here for this. Didn't need that line. Didn't need that thought. Yeah. So there was that book. Then this next set of books, the next 4 books, I kind of have to talk about them together because it is Twisted Lies 1 through 4, and I believe it's just 4 books by Sedona, Venez. Placing this in dark romance, giving the first book 4 stars and 3 Steam fans. Giving the second book 4 stars and 3 Steam fans. Giving the third book 3 stars and 3 Steam fans. And then the 4th book, I am giving 2.5 stars, 3 Steam fans. Now, This is the story that could have been one book. Oh my goodness. So there is so much repetitive information throughout all 4 of these books that it made it so painful by book number 4 to want to finish reading it. The only reason I did was because books 1 through 3 were all about 100 to 150 pages each. And when I say there was repetitive information within all of them, there was so much repetitive information within all of them, it wasn't needed. Oh my goodness. It did not need to be broken down into 3 books. And then the 4th book had repetitive information that came from books 1 through 3 that it could have been a standalone. Like you could possibly start with book number 4 and get an entire story. It's just whew. But there is some information in each one of the books that isn't in all of the books. So you can't not read all of the books, but there's so much information that is repeated that you're just like, taken out of the story. Didn't need to hear that again. Why am I getting told this again? You've already introduced these characters. Why am I hearing about them again? Oh my God, I already know this. Why am I hearing about it again? And there is content warning for death of a parent, a parental abuse, human trafficking. I mean, I think the unnecessary sexual assault. What else? There was something else. Corruption. Yeah, it just, Luckily, I found all of the books on audiobook through Scribd and was able to listen to them. And yeah, it just wasn't a series that I enjoyed because there was so much work that needed to be done. Sadly, this is a Black author as well. I don't think I said that in the beginning. And by the end of it, I was just like kind of checked out of the story altogether. I just kind of wanted it to be done. So what am I currently reading? I am currently reading this book right here, which is a graphic novel, Lore of Olympus by Rachel Smythe. And I'm reading this volume 1. Had to get it. It's a hard copy. I was going to allow Kiddo to read it as well, but there are topics of sexual assault and some other things. What are the other things? Mental abuse and toxic relationships that even though he has a little dusting of dirt on his lip, we're not ready to tackle those topics unless he decides to bring them to us at this point. Yeah. So I will be reading this because it is super loved by a fellow TikToker that I really, really enjoy, and I want to see why she loves it oh so much. So I'm looking forward to jumping into this book. And I am also reading Breakaway by Heather M. Orgeron. I've been looking forward to reading this one, and I can't wait to jump into it. So what are you guys reading? Let me know. I cannot believe we're almost in December. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, I am thinking about doing, I don't know if you haven't watched my live, then you probably wouldn't know. I got a tea advent calendar from Sips By, and it has 24 pouches to it. I'm thinking about doing for 12 of them, doing a 12 days of Christmas, except for it's going to be bookish content. plus the tea, as well as I need something for the other 12 days since it's 24. Let me know down in our comments if you would be interested in having a 24 days of Christmas video per day come out. Is that something you guys want to watch? Are you interested in that content? Because I would be more than happy to put it on over here, as well as it's probably going to be my thing that I do over on Instagram, since this will be my 3rd year of doing something for the kind of Christmas vlogmas sort of thing. It'll still be exclusive for you guys, and then probably the Instagram people. So let me know down in our comments something if you guys are interested in that sort of content. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in another video. Oh, by the way, Wednesday. I'll see you guys Wednesday for our live. All right, bye.